Monday, June 17, Sealed for Heaven. In the coming crisis over worship, God's faithful people will not yield to worldly pressures, as we read in Revelation 14:12. This calls for patient endurance on the part of the people of God who keep his commands and remain faithful to Jesus. They will be sealed by the Holy Spirit, we read in Ephesians 4 verse 30, and do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, with whom you were sealed for the day of redemption, and cannot be moved. In ancient times, seals attested to the authenticity of official documents. They were a distinctive, individualized mark. Since the final conflict centers on worship and God's authority as revealed in his law, we would expect God's seal to be embedded in his law, as we read in Ephesians 8:16. Bind up this testimony of warning and seal up God's instruction among my disciples. Read Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 to 10. What elements of a seal are contained in the Sabbath commandment? Exodus 20, beginning at verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labour and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. But he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Here we have 3 elements of an authentic seal. 1, the name to whom the seal belongs, the Lord thy God. 2, his title, the one who made, the Creator. 3, and his territory, heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. A seal is sometimes called a sign in the Bible. Romans 4 verse 11, and he received circumcision as a sign, a seal of the righteousness that he had by faith while he was still uncircumcised. So then he is the father of all who believe, but have not been circumcised, in order that righteousness might be credited to them. The 2 words are interchangeable. As God's sign or seal in the heart of God's law, the Sabbath is at the centre of the final conflict over worship. As we read in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 12, also I gave them my Sabbaths as a sign between us, so they would know that I, the Lord, made them holy. And verse 20, keep my Sabbaths holy, that they may be a sign between us. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God. And Revelation 12:17, then the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep God's commands and hold fast their testimony about Jesus. Compare Revelation 7, verse 1 and 2, and Revelation 14:1 with Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. Where are the seal of God and the mark of the beast received? Why do you think there is a difference? Revelation 7, verse 1. After this I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth to prevent any wind from blowing on the land, or on the sea, or on any tree. Then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. He called out in a loud voice to the 4 angels who had been given power to harm the land and the sea. And Revelation 14:1, then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads. And Revelation 13, beginning at verse 16. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The seal of God is placed on the forehead. The forehead is a symbol of the mind and represents a conscious decision. The mark of the beast is received either in the forehead or in the hand, indicating that people are convinced intellectually and by their own choice accept Satan's lies, or alternatively, they conform to false worship to avoid being killed. The devil hates those who are obedient to God. The great controversy comes to a climax when the dragon, that's Satan, wages war on the believing remnant, who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus in Revelation 14:12. They are settled in their loyalty to Christ. And so to finish today, why is day-by-day faithfulness to the Lord the key to being prepared when the final crisis arrives? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. And you can listen and watch at the same time on YouTube. Remember, God is always faithful.